Okay, so we're on to Army Navy this week. We'll kind of shift from this to our playoff picks, but I want to touch on Army Navy real quick because we didn't get to it last week. I have our picks written down already because we did talk about this briefly, not on the video call, off away from the video, but um, gonna be a fun game. I'm excited.
I don't think it's going to be as close as people think. Because you were dead set that Army was not going to win the American, and then they absolutely just steamrolled Tulane.
Yeah,
Um,
I didn't think that would happen the way they did that, but they sure did. But this is
so
Army Navy, so
this is
it's
Army Navy. It is played a little bit closer, but I just think this year Army is just so much better. I really. And what sucks about Army and Navy is they can't tap into the NIL market stuff because they're military academies. But if they could, dude, like Army could literally be like good. But
yeah.
um, I like Army in this game. I just think they're a better team. I think they're going to win this game. Um, and I think didn't we do like total rushing yards or something?
For our bonus pick, we did field goal attempts.
That's right.
Total field goal attempts for the entire game. I said six and you said four.
Huh.
So the problem is we had to do a tiebreaker just in case, which was total combined rush yards for the entire game. I said 934 and you said 845. So we'll see. We'll see if Bryson Daly can get it going through the air, though, or
Yeah.
maybe even Blake Horvath too. We'll see if they either one can get it going through the air. But I'm going with the upset this weekend. I'm taking Navy.
More power to you. I mean, hey, their uniforms do look sick though.
Oh, both do. I mean, they always do. They always look
Yeah.
great. I'm excited. It's always a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and get into our playoff picks. Um, because I know we're dying to do that. Now, do we want to fill out the bracket or do we just want to each make our own picks?
Like we could fill a bracket out together and we can make our own picks. Like we could do both.
Okay.
Um, as far as the bracket goes, the first matchup that I want to talk about is Ohio State Tennessee. I think this is the biggest chance for an upset in round one from a higher seed to a lower seed. I think Tennessee, as of lately, especially the last couple of weeks, has really put it together offensively, and not to mention that defense is playing really good football. Um, Ohio State, it just depends on what team decides to show
It's
up.
a tough matchup. It really is.
Yeah, but I like Tennessee. I think with them having to play SEC schedule versus the Big Ten not really being as competitive this year, I think it's going to favor Tennessee in this matchup.
They have a pathway, but it would be interesting to have an Oregon Ohio State rematch too.
Yes
Because
and
I
no, because I think if Tennessee beats Ohio State, they easily beat Oregon. I don't think Oregon's as good as people think.
no, but if we do get an Oregon Ohio State matchup rematch, I can tell you right now, Oregon's not winning that game.
No. Yep.
Either way, they're gonna have a tough time in that Rose Bowl. So, let's just start from the top though. We have Clemson, Texas. I'm pretty sure we're both going Texas there, right?
That's an easy game. Like, I'm sorry, Clemson, but you're going to get blown out of the water in that one.
I mean, I'd like to see him keep it somewhat
And
competitive, but
honestly, if I was Texas, I would be starting Arch Manning over Quinn Ewers in that game.
hmm. Winner has Arizona State. We'll come back to that though. So you're going Tennessee. I'm gonna take Ohio State. You know,
I figured you would.
it's gonna be tight. It's gonna be tight. SMU, Penn State. I'm going Penn State. I really wish they would have beat Oregon, but I think they'll beat SMU.
Man, that's another tough one because the way SMU came back against Clemson,
Yeah.
it's so hard. Like that's the only reason Alabama got left out of the playoffs is because SMU decided to come back and actually make it a close game.
Well,
Like if they would,
it's a couple of things. It's the fact that SMU showed the fight, but it's also
yeah,
the fact that they got embarrassed in Norman. That's the big thing.
yeah.
If they hadn't lost in Norman, they would have been in.
Um, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go the ponies.
Okay. I'm kind of banking on the defense there for Penn State, kind of trying to slow the game down a little bit, and they were able to put up some numbers offensively though against Oregon, so I'm kind of hoping that comes into play a little bit. But James Franklin said he's hoping for the snow, so
Now,
if that happens, it'll be low scoring.
real quick, talk about SMU. I was talking to somebody the other day at work about this one, and he's a Tennessee fan, and he didn't think I was terribly off on this. If Jalen Milroe does not come back to Alabama, okay, you hit the transfer portal and you try to go after Kevin Jennings from SMU because he could play quarterback. He's good. You offer him maybe $1-2 million in IL money and have him come from SMU to Alabama.
Hmm. He can run too.
Yep.
Moving on down, we got Indiana, Notre Dame. I feel really good about Notre Dame,
This is
so
a tough one because
I'm going with the Irish.
both defenses are really good. Both offenses can be really good, and then they can sputter like
They
crap.
could be, they could be shaky. Yeah,
Um,
I feel good about Notre Dame though.
just curious. Look up the weather forecast for South Bend next Saturday. See what it's forecasting real quick. Because if it's going to be like a snowy game, I'm taking Notre Dame 100%.
The game is itself is when is that? The 20th?
Yep.
Okay, so
It'll be either the 20th or 21st, one of those days.
the 20th.
Okay.
So according to AccuWeather, on the 20th, it's showing a high of 39, so it's not going to be
Not going to be
low.
snowing. Okay. Okay. So,
It's not showing for snow, which is unfortunate because I
I
think we
mean,
kind of
the
want.
thing that I like about this game, though, is both teams don't have to travel far at all. Um, both teams are right there within, I think, like, isn't Indiana like 2 hours or something from like South Bend?
Not too far.
Um, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you're going to have a good fan base for both teams there. Um, this, as far as first round matchups, this is the one that I feel is more of a 50-50 toss up. Um, I'm going to go Notre Dame just simply how they played against USC, but it is a 50-50 matchup on that game.
All right. Moving on, we'll have Texas taking on Arizona State.
Dude,
I really,
Scadaboo and Levitt have played really good, and I did not expect them to come out and absolutely spank the crap out of Iowa State. Um, that
no,
kind of shocked me a little bit.
yeah, I'm going Arizona
Um,
State in an upset here.
I agree. I do think they can get it done. I really do.
Hopefully, defense does what it needs to do,
Yeah.
forcing Texas to run the ball. Because if they get going through the air, it's going to be tough.
All right.
Um, you have
Next
Tennessee.
big.
You have Tennessee, Oregon here. Who are you going with in that matchup?
Like I said, I think Tennessee can beat Oregon if they beat Ohio State. So I'm going to go Tennessee.
All right. I'm gonna take the Buckeyes here
Okay.
because in a rematch there, forget it, Oregon. You getting beat. Penn State, Boise State. I really want to take Penn State here, but I can't go against Boise, man. I'm taking the Broncos.
Hmm. I'm gonna have to go Penn State in that one.
All right. And then we have it as Notre Dame, Georgia. I'm going Notre Dame. Notre Dame
I've
nine.
got Georgia. Even though they're gonna have a backup quarterback, I got to go Georgia. Um, Gunnar Stockton, dude, did he absolutely get his bell rung in that hit?
Yeah, he did.
Um, like just sitting there in the post game interview, his eyes were crossed and everything. And I was like, yeah, that man definitely has a concussion. Um, but I liked what he brought to the table for Georgia. I think he provides a dual threat aspect. I think he gives him a little bit of time here with the break between the weekends and stuff to really learn the system and everything. Carson Beck's going to be out for the rest of the year, I think, with a UC. I think what I've heard is a UCO injury, um, which is the older unary collateral ligament or whatever it is. It's basically the one that helps you throw, like in baseball and stuff too.
Yeah.
Um, but I think Carson Beck's done for the year. But yeah, I still got to go with Georgia though.
Okay. Moving on to the third round, we both have Arizona State playing in the Cotton Bowl. You've got Arizona State, Tennessee. Who are you taking in that one? Because I know who I'm going with. In my, I'll go ahead and say this. I've got Arizona State, Ohio State. I'm going with the Sun Devils to advance to the championship game. I am. I'm doing it.
Arizona State has played so good this year. Um, I think Dillingham's got something going with his guys. I'm going to take them over Tennessee.
Okay, we both have them in the championship. That's crazy. And then for the Orange Bowl, you've got Georgia, Penn State. I've got Notre Dame, Boise, and I'm going Notre Dame and Arizona State for the championship.
I've got to go Penn State over Georgia. I think that's where Gunnar Stockton and Georgia's luck is going to run out is just the more experienced quarterback in Drew Aller and then that Penn State defense. And then as far as like my championship pick
I'm going Notre Dame.
between Arizona State, Penn State, I've got to go Arizona State. I think they could. I think they are a team that people are sleeping on. I think they're championship caliber, and I think they're going to win their first national championship.
You're going Penn State to win it all.
No, I'm going Arizona State to win it
Oh,
all.
Arizona State. Oh, wow. Either way, good grief. That would be insane if either one, really.
But like I said before the year started, I'd had SMU and Indiana, and you picked Arizona State as your sleeper team, and we have three of those teams now in the college football playoffs before the year even
No,
started.
no, I took Arizona.
Oh, you took Arizona. Oh, that's right.
Yeah. I thought they would be way better than they were just so bad this year. No, if I had picked Arizona State, we would need to go to Vegas right now because my
But
God.
well,
No,
speaking of Vegas, real quick, I put a parlay in last night for basketball, and it was like 67 cents that would have paid out $30. And the game that I got wrong was Penn State, or not Penn State. It was yeah, Penn State over Rutgers, and Rutgers won by like 4. And then I
uh,
took Duke to cover the 34.5, and they like came up just short.
we did not look good last night. It was incarnate word. I don't know what's going on, but only put up 72.
Yeah.
We should have put up over 100 on incarnate word,
Well,
but
I one thing I have learned about Duke, and this is the same thing that goes for Oregon this year in football. Before I get off of here, is they play to their opponent. If their opponent is like top 5, top 10, they play to top 5, top 10 level. If their opponent is like the
we need to,
SoCon or whatever, they play to the SoCon level. Like it's something that I've noticed already this year is that's how we were. But I will say the same year we won the championship in 2010, Duke did the same thing as they played to their opponent's level all year, and it allowed them to stay healthy and it allowed them to play better down the stretch.
Yeah, that's not going to bode well for you playing down. You
But
can't.
I did pay attention to that. I was like,
And
So,
I'm really not happy with football right now.
oh, it's okay.
Our
You lost your
quarterbacks.
coach. Now you're losing your quarterbacks. Now,
I mean, we're going to get.
And then Bill Belichick's going to be coach at North Carolina, so you're going to get your butt kicked next year.
I'm not real worried about that.
I
I'm going.
would be because I think that's going to be a home run hire for North Carolina because now that you're in NIL, you need a coach that operates like a general manager, and that's exactly what Bill Belichick did.
Yeah.
So,
I
but
bought my ticket for the Gator Bowl though, so I'm not happy that I'm going to go down there and we're going to get absolutely
and
trounced.
real quick, I've got to get ready to hop off of here, but real quick, next year we need to look at going to College Station because A&M is going to be good next year.
Yeah. That
So
I really want to go to Kroger Field when Kentucky hosts Tennessee. That's one game I have down.
because Vandegrift would be back, Nico will be back. That wouldn't be a bad game,
Yeah, I want to go to that game.
and that would be kind of halfway for both of us, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think it's eight or it's over 8 hours for me.
Oh, it's way closer than that for me to Lexington.
No, it's over 8 for me. But
Yeah.
that's the game I'm wanting to do. And I'll be Duke's first home game. We host Illinois, so I'll be that one.
That's a L.
I knew you were going to say that. Thanks.
But all right, man. Well, I'm gonna get off of here. We're gonna do our bowl projections and everything in another video, but that kind of covers our college football playoff
Yep.
um, picks and everything.
Yep. We'll be back
Um,
later with our second video
so,
covering games.
yep.
All righty. Take it easy.
So, all right. Bye.